It's not October, so I'm not sure why we have a bumper crop of horror games this week, together with the usual awesome indie games, so let's begin with Decarnation, a pixel art horror adventure game where you face off against fleshy abominations that spawn from the darkest parts of your soul. I'm always impressed when developers manage to use pixel art effectively in a horror game, but this sure looks terrifying, being a title that I've had my eye on for a little while.
Psychos really scare me. Kick him in the nards, Zane. Please?
Okay, so I'm not sure how this will be received, since Slayer's X Terminal Aftermath Vengeance of the Slayer is kind of cringe, and intentionally so, since this is technically the next game in the Hypnospace Outlaw universe, being a boomer shooter that is created by the in-universe character Zane. The character isn't exactly likeable, which translates into this game as well, where the throwback look is well done, but I fear that it could go too far in the other direction of cringe beyond parody. Hey, if you made it this far, subscribe to my weekly newsletter to keep on top of all things indie games, link in the description below.
Deep Sea 15. What is this place?
Who cares? Let's figure out if it's empty, claim the title, and get out of here.
This next title is an impressive one, since Stasis Bone Totem is the sequel to Stasis from 2015, and while it looks like a party-based CRPG due to the visuals and isometric perspective, this is actually an adventure game with horror elements.
Underwater? Wouldn't last long under pressure like that.
Depends on what's down there.
What in hell?
Have you ever?
No. Never.
The original was creepy and good, where this new title is set underwater, telling the tale of 3 characters simultaneously. Developer The Brotherhood specializes in this type of game, so I'm excited to check out their latest attempt, so put this on your wishlist and check out their other games if you have not.
What the hell was that?
I opened a door.
A door? What'd you use, dynamite?
Guns are not toys, Mac.
He has a gun now?
When Friends vs. Friends was first revealed, its extremely colourful look immediately got a lot of attention, combined with an almost Borderlands style cel-shaded look and curiously neon white style cards as well. But it's an online only PvP shooter, which historically tends to be trouble for an indie developer if they cannot get enough players.
There we go.
Fans of Starbound and Terraria will be interested in this next title, since Farworld Pioneers looks like the latest title in the space, where some of the people at this developer did actually work on Starbound and even RimWorld, this time attempting their own take on the open world survival crafting sandbox title. it's a lot of gathering resources and constructing buildings, where the alien planets that this is set on looks neat and appears to have more of a focus on combat and could be the next big thing.
Welcome back to Citadel Station. Make yourself comfortable, hacker. Stay a while.
Just one bigger title this week in System Shock Remake, bringing a beloved classic from 1994 into the modern age, where this looks good and is from developer Night Dive Studios, who have an excellent track record when it comes to such remakes.
Welcome to my death machine, interloper.
Smaller games begin with Candle Knight, a side-scrolling action platformer that looks kind of interesting but appears to be a little rough around the edges as well. Frigato Shadows of the Caribbean is a real-time stealth tactics title with an interesting art style, where it's fascinating to see another developer attempt this genre, which is more or less monopolized by Mimimi Games, creators of Shadow Tactics, Desperados 3 and the upcoming Shadow Gambit. The awesome roguelite first-person shooter Gunfire Reborn also gets a new DLC named Artisan and Magician, adding 2 new characters and 4 new weapons, where the base game is also getting a free update, making this even better. Homebody is the next title from Game Grumps, following the success of Dream Daddy, where it's a hard left turn since this is a survival horror title, having to solve puzzles and find clues to escape while being hunted by a killer.
my god, oh my god!
You stay with me, kid. Focus.
I can't do this!
Tell me, what's your name?
Carrie.
Good, good. Carrie, listen to me. We're gonna get you out of there. Folks, you heard it here. We've got a killer on the streets of Gallows Creek tonight. For now, here's another hit record for you all to enjoy.
Killer Frequency is another horror game where you play as a late-night radio host being hunted by a serial killer looking kind of disturbing despite the interesting art style.
I'm lost, Forrest. I don't know where I am. His face is lying next to him, Forrest. Where's the key?
The roof! It's coming down! I need someone here now or I'm gonna die!
Call Jericho. How the hell did I get into this mess?
Hey, Big Shot, hit the button and take the call.
Kvark is a throwback first-person shooter set in a fictionalized version of 1980s Czech Republic, which I'm thinking has to be chasing after the success of Kvark. I got an email from this developer out of nowhere where Monsters Till Midnight is the bullet heaven version of Monsters and Monocles, an underrated and slightly flawed roguelite from 2016, which I remember playing, so it's interesting that they are making their own take on this genre. Myriads Renaissance is an ambitious-looking strategy game set in a world of floating continents with both tower defense and city building elements and seems alright. Power Up is a strategic puzzle city builder that is one step more intense than games like Townscaper, in that there are points and you need to keep your citizens happy rather than just being a sandbox toy, but still looks pleasant nonetheless. Rerun is a mini tactical roguelite that seems interesting, although I have a feeling that this is using some sort of asset pack since I've seen some of the characters before. The Tartarus Key is an amazing looking horror game, capturing the look and feel of a PSX game, so if you're a fan of horror games, it might be one to check out.
Well, I don't know why, but I wanted to go out. I guess I'm sentimental.
To Hell with the Ugly is a super stylish adventure game, being a film noir adaptation of a novel and does look like an art film.
Do you usually get mixed up in these kinds of cases? She asked me.
You see it, tell me it's true. Tell me you believe it like I do. Tell me it's golden, I always do. Tell me you believe it like I do.
Let's kick off the top 5 with Everdream Valley, a wonderfully charming
farm simulation RPG,
where you play as a little kid, spending summer on your grandparents' farm, helping out with the chores, taking care of animals and more. This is the cozy game of the week, where the gimmick here is that you're able to inhabit the animals at night, hence Everdream, with variety in the animals and the benefits that they will confer onto the farm, so if you love your farming games like me, give this a look. I've had my eye on Return for a little while and was pleasantly surprised to find out that they are launching this week an action-adventure platformer that stops short of calling itself a Metroidvania. You have returned to your home planet after 200 years of space exploration, now having to venture out into the now unfamiliar planet to gather parts to repair your ship, where the silhouetted look sure looks interesting. The action that mixes both melee weapons and guns looks challenging as well, and is another one of interest.
Let's see what this planet is hiding underneath its skin. Subterranean travel complete. I can dig through these walls, or blow them up with explosives.
The next paid DLC for the action-adventure survival crafting base builder, the Riftbreaker, is out this week and is named Into the Dark, which, fittingly, has you burrowing deep underground in search of new resources.
Danger! Enemy movement above and below us. They're everywhere.
This essentially crosses Factorial with Diablo, and while not as technically complex as the former, and not as action-driven as the latter, the mix is very well done and is still worth a play, being so satisfying when you defeat swarms of aliens. So if you want more, this DLC should provide you with that.
Maximum power to combat systems. Prepare to fight.
We also have the release of Polybridge 3, the latest entry in my favourite bridge construction puzzle game series, where honestly it looks like more of the same, but the low poly look and interesting bridge parts and mechanisms should be a challenge for your brain. Developer Muro Studios made Shadowbug back in 2017, one that has quite an interesting control scheme where you were targeting enemies with the mouse instead of controlling it like a platformer, where Doombleed appears to be the refined version of that, with an interesting look and a tale of vengeance, and you can find more upcoming Metroidvanias in this video.